Friendship performs a small miracle in us. It shatters some of our toughest memories into a confetti of laughter, to land safely at our feet with tears. Should they fall, may they fall into the palms of arms that have held us up for almost as long as our limbs. Friendship, it's its very own love story. It stretches past first kisses to first homes. So long live the friends that stayed way longer than lovers, that growing insignificance of blood as once strangers become sisters and brothers. I'm reminded of my power in the presence of friends. There's just something in my woman that brings out my best. A laugh to laugh I'd love to never end. In the summer I always find myself again, so tucked in between the earth and sky, as the sun runs its rays across my thighs and the grass grazes me from either side, and my friends look like angels in the light, lending lips to nostalgia to hold the night. Oh, how friendship is the finest gift of time. We decide whether tonight is beats or rhymes, heels or flats, jeans, nice top or shows and back. Pre-drinks at mine, is it cars or cabs, tequila or wine? It's our first night back, it's been a long lockdown. DJ run it back to tracks that came out when we couldn't come out. Tonight is all about reconnecting sound. Tonight is all about reconnecting sound. I mean, after a year of our limbs being in lockdown, I suggest you turn a blind eye to whatever I'm about to do on the dance floor. Tonight is personal. It's between me and the DJ, me and my dreamscape, me taking what I learnt in the bedroom onto the big stage. I've just become so heavy, holding everything inside, and tonight I have this appetite to lighten my load, to really let go. So for one night, let's just dance as if the rest of the world goes blind. As I surf my skin with oils and use gel to hold my coils, I realise something huge has changed. Although my mirror is giving me back the same body to crown, I'm looking myself in the eye, I'm taking in my hips, and for the first time in ages, I feel grounded. I feel proud of my reflection. I'm giving my body happy attention. I'm thanking it for keeping me alive instead of picking apart my nose and my thighs, and it's at this point I realise it's your mind's eye that determines the lens in which you view the rest of life, which I guess makes gratitude the first door to seeing the beauty that walks you home back to yourself. And that's wealth, that currency of self, because today I see a very rich woman staring me back in the mirror because she's proud, she's content with her face, her shape, her figure. Time really delivered me from the shackles of self-doubt, unpinned me from the mountain that I had crushed in my mouth to swim a river across my smile. It swims across my smile. It shines on my skin, spends time with my skin. I try to begin to climb back within, to find the beginning of my family tree. Let those be the roots that anchor me to me. Mum has been a queen, music's been a scene, tying us to freedom, finding us in readings, not just in museums, all the schools teaching. Read around the bias sown in Britain's preaching. I went back to the greats with their black on their face. I was stunned by the grace that they could maintain. Now I stand in their mouth, I live in their change. I went back to the roots to remember my name. We go back to the roots to remember our name. They can read through the page, say we had no grace, but there's something in my belly that I just can't shake. Then I heard a certain rhythm, heard a certain beat. Turned the TV on, saw they looked like me. Music was the first time I felt so seen. Art was how I learned honest history. Art is how a lot of us learn our honest history. Like a kite torn from the sky, so many of us removed from flight in the playground, that we begun to see through a kaleidoscope of black and white and black. Our history textbooks burning our self-esteem away in our bags, because imagine that. Imagine the only mention of black is when it's linked to how easily we were enslaved. And then the transatlantic trade taught back to us like a game for a grade, and then the rest of the textbook seemingly celebrating that fact, all in the name of something as great as Britain. How can that not become the religion of a young black student's confidence, when even their friends start to look at them different? And the same stories of home that used to shoot smiles across their face, they just don't hit the same when they're met with doubt, because the classroom told them that our history stops and starts at slaves. I just don't bother anymore. But we do get a Black History Month Day, where we get to celebrate MLK and Nelson Mandela and Miss Rosa Parks. I just hate that this is seen as the only part of our story worth studying, when black people's contribution to Britain alone is undeniable and astonishing. Listen, I get that in a time of empire, of course it's necessary to perpetuate these hierarchies and divides. I mean, to justify war, even the youngest minds need to be taught to have pride. But in 2021, shouldn't we have let death come to the dying parts of history? Surely, all that should be left is regret, not the same chapters that breed that same half history, divide, resentment. I never got to bask in that audacious self-esteem that I believe all teens should breathe in. I mean, yeah, mum told me I was a queen, but school told me black was weak, and then that is the consistent narrative on TV. Let me tell you, there is no limit to the burn of a history that continues to reap and sow. Shouldn't a man desire to become better than the country he's known? What is it about such sensitive flesh that welcomes the treatment of a stone? Somewhere, a young black girl wakes and she wishes her skin was whiter, something lighter to carry than the mountain of melanin that she is too young to find so heavy so soon. What a shame to be born straight back into the old shackles of your race. What a shame. I would like to begin by saying, I love you for how you have taught me to love myself, for the ice in my throat that melts as you extinguish the silence around the house. Thank you, Miss Nina Simone, for being one of the first black women ever known to breathe a hush into the oceans of reasons to not have pride. Thank you, Left Eye, for chasing waterfalls and encouraging all of us to explore black style. Thank you, Etta James and Beyonce, for adding more pages to people's perspective of our race. Thank you, Jay-Z and Kanye, for the bragging rights you give back to black men. Thank you, music, for being where my pride began. Lord, ease a fresh song to our tongue. Wash all of history with hymns. Make all of history aware of how many times it has danced to our skin. I am so sure, I am certain, that there is something big of the light within. And oh, look, here it is. Here comes our son, little darling. Here comes our son. Here comes the sun, little darling. Here comes the sun. Music every time reminds me that actually it will be okay. Because regardless of what textbooks do or don't say, it's the pulse of the people that keeps us alive. And not just surviving, so untie your afro, untie your fist, pull down your arms with the banner in it. Turn off the microphone, untweet those tweets, turn off the news and empty the streets, uncontribute to the conversation, delete the email to HR. For a moment, stop attending D&I and wait right where you are with your eyes forward and your skin black, and for just a second, be just that. We have been in a civil war with our own skin. For how long? Trying to teach how much of the world that we do deserve basic rights and that we do belong. Do we even remember what it's like to sit in our skin without the fight? For it to be hours before we give it to someone else to fight. Tip your neck back. Face the sun. Let all that has been pressed into us for a moment become undone. And let's just let the joy in as the sun comes. Really nice, thank you.